Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about the British Rail Class 55 Deltic. It all started in 1955 when British Rail made their modernisation plan to withdraw steam engines. They made a prototype called Deltic Prototype 1 with a Nebula Deltic engine, so it was called a Deltic, and it was called DP1, standing for Deltic Prototype 1. This Deltic replaced many steam engines. DP1 and later the other Deltics that were built were nicknamed King of Diesels. They had a triangular formation in their engines with 36 cylinders and had a horsepower of 3,300, for at the time the Deltics were the most powerful locomotives in the world. Eventually, in 1961, DP1 met its fate. It had an oil leak, and since it was a prototype, no spare parts were built, and they didn't know how to build them. But since DP1 was a legend of British Rail, they decided to preserve it. It's still preserved today. DP1 was a legacy of a locomotive, and they made other Deltics like DP1, and they were known as the Class 55s. DP1 is preserved in Shildon. It is static, it doesn't run anymore, but its legacy lives on. All the Deltics were named. At first they wore British Rail Green, some wore British Rail Green with yellow panels, but then after that they wore BR Blue. The Deltics replaced many steam engines, such as Flying Scotsman and Mallard. The Deltics worked on the East Coast Main Line running from London King's Cross to Edinburgh Waverley. They had a top speed of over 100 miles per hour. At the time, they were the first trains to reach 100 miles an hour on passenger trains. And I know Flying Scotsman and Mallard went 100 miles an hour before the Deltic was built. But the Deltics were the first ones to do it on regular passenger trains, not being able to do it. Basically, Scotsman and Mallard were made to do the records. The Deltics weren't. They were just built for speed. Eventually, in the mid-1970s, British Rail needed something faster and more efficient. So the Deltics were slowly getting replaced by a new type of diesel. It had an engine at each end, and it was known as the Intercity 125. They had a top speed of over 140 miles an hour. That was tested in the mid-80s. but they could go 125 miles an hour with ease. At the time, they were the fastest. After the Deltics were replaced by the Intercity 125s, they were sold for scrap metal. 6 are preserved, including DP1. These are DP1, 55022, D9002, D9008, 55009, D9015, D9016, 55019, and 55012. In 1982, a Deltic ran from King's Cross to Edinburgh for the last time. I hope you enjoyed the history about the Class 55 Deltics. Let us know if you have a British engine that you would like to know the history of in the comments, and we'll see if we can do it.